Death the sea monster, the lord of the ocean. Cargo ships of thousands of tons in size float on the seas from one continent to another. However, these ships, when traveling at sea for many days, are prone to accidents, especially fires. It seems that when a fire is at sea, it is very easy to extinguish. But everything is not simple. If not extinguished properly, they can bring very terrible consequences. Today we will explore together close-up of giant cargo ships that were on fire at sea. Close-up of huge cargo ships on fire at sea. Cargo ships at sea are also known as container ships. They are large ships transporting goods built in large containers at sea. Today, about 90% of non-bulk cargo worldwide is transported by container ships and is increasingly improving in terms of transport capacity and specialization. Initially, most of the containers were shipped on general cargo ships. In 1951, the first dedicated container ships began to operate in Denmark. The carrying capacity of container ships can range from a few hundred TEUs for feeder vessels to over 10,000 TEUs. Today, the creation of heroes to transport containers is no longer a big obstacle when their capacity can reach more than 15,000 TEUs and a tonnage of up to 200,000 tons, creating favorable conditions for the global supply chain, growing demand across oceans and continents. The world's largest ship to date is Everace, belonging to Taiwanese carrier Evergreen Line. The second is HMM Algeciras ship belonging to Korean carrier HMM. Due to long-distance travel, accidents with cargo ships are inevitable. Among them, train fire is considered the most common accident. About more than half of container ship accidents at sea are caused by fire. Large, flickering fires on the sea seem impossible because many people think that the vast sea is water. The fire can be extinguished immediately. But in reality, things are not so simple. But how could such a ship catch on fire? In each sailing trip, ships with large capacity must prepare thousands of liters of diesel oil, batteries, gas cylinders, and some flammable items such as wooden planks, foam crates, etc., which are flammable substances. At the same time, the cargo on board can also be the cause of fire and explosion. Sewing materials, electronic components, fuel for the food industry, etc., are all very flammable. Ignition can be due to negligence, carelessness during operation, short circuit, or old overloaded or peeling conductors. Contamination of salty sea salt and salty sea vapor oxidize equipment, untested and replaced wires, resulting in fire and explosion. Because in the process of fishing, crewmen and mechanics often use gas stoves for cooking. Soldering, leaking gas pipes carelessly in the use and repair of ships are also quite common causes of catastrophic accidents at sea. The fire on the ship will be very quickly spread into large flames, possibly explosion, so it's very dangerous. Even we are floating on the sea cannot run away from the ship. As on the video, you can see the huge fire with black smoke columns covering a large sea that is scary. Right now we see how small human life is. Outside is the deep ocean. The giant ship burning red in the middle of the sea makes us feel like we are cornered. In addition, external factors also cause a lot of difficulties in the process of extinguishing the fire. Conditions of big waves, high winds in the middle of the ocean. The approach of rescue teams is also very long and difficult. In the case of a container ship, it is even more difficult to go far from the shore. It will be very difficult for the rescue team and fire department to reach the scenes of the fire. To put out the fire, the rescue team will first have to plan for each type of cargo and ship's age. The firefighting work will be different. The ultimate goal is to minimize damage to people and facilities. First, the rescue team will approach to spray cooling water to extinguish the fire. We need to determine the wind direction to make spraying more convenient and faster. After reducing the temperature of the fire area, the fire prevention and fighting police team approach the scenes of water spray and reconnaissance to assess the situation to determine the most accurate ignition. The fire of ships at sea contains many dangers. The obsession with the MV Express Pearl ship with 350 tons of oil carrying 1,486-ton containers burned for 2 weeks off the coast of Sri Lanka and sank on the 2nd of June 2021 cannot make us forget. The fire caused tons of plastic particles to drift and wash up on the famous beaches of Sri Lanka, forcing the South Asian nation to temporarily ban fishing and threaten to seriously destroy the ecosystem in this region. Yes, ship fire at sea brings great danger to the marine environment. The major cause of marine pollution and aquatic resources. Viewed from the helicopter, the huge fire, the black smoke and dust shot straight into the sky. Very terrible. Burning for many days is a huge threat to the air pollution. Especially the fire of industrial chemicals, human health is also very worrying. Indeed, in addition to the huge ships that bring many benefits to sea transportation, the concerns and dangers that they contain are much greater. Our video about a close-up of huge cargo ships on fire at sea comes to an end. Hoping to bring you a lot of useful and interesting information about container ships and container ship fire accidents on the sea. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel to watch more interesting discovery videos. Hello and see you in the next videos.